truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, to the witness turns tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tune in every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces turn stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spring. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Tisa Tells.
Good afternoon, good people. Good afternoon. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Guys, let me just say hello, everybody. Welcome to the infamous channel. I was strolling through the streets of the YouTube world, and you know how, even if you're not following someone, if that person is inside the same algorithm that you are in, their stuff will pop up on your page, even if you're not following them. Well, Miss Tells stuff popped up on, and her stuff hasn't popped up on my page in a while. So that's why I hadn't brought anything to you guys' attention or anything like that, because her stuff hasn't popped up on my page. But today something popped up on my page, and it really caught my attention. And I was like, okay, what's going on? And of course, she's still doing Diddy case, right? And on her thing, it says emergency ruling. I'm like, emergency ruling? I didn't get no notification from the court saying there was a emergency ruling or anything like that. So I was like, what in the world is going on? What in the world? What's going on, right? So I'm like trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, right? So I go and I listen a little bit. I'm like, what is going on? Why do this young lady constantly, I know she has a really hard stance against Diddy, and I understand that. But when you're putting fake news like this out, it's not good. There was no emergency ruling, right? I am going to show you. First, I'm going to play what she says, right? And I'm going to talk about it. It's a reaction video on this. I'm going to do a reactionary on that. And I'm going to put it a little bit smaller so you guys can see it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to play what she says, right? And then see what the order was, and then to tell you what the law is, okay? I have done, let me see, quite a few federal cases and also local cases, right? When a case is finished, there's a lot of things that were missed during the trial, during any kind of ruling, any kind of um, motions. There are sometimes things get forgotten and not put on record. And there's some records that need to be put on that they try to perfect the case just in case there is an appeal. So when the appeal process happens, they won't have any missing document or missing motion. They try to perfect the record as much as possible. Okay, any kind of clerical errors or anything like that, they try to perfect it. So by the time the case go to appeal, they have everything on record. Okay, that's one thing, and it happens with almost all cases that I have been covering. Okay, that's something that automatically happens. So I'm gonna play what she says, and guys, you guys listen carefully, and I'm gonna stop it in between. This is Tisa Tells. The title of this is emergency ruling. Right? It says Judge Aaron issues emergency ruling, destroying Diddy's hope for a new trial. Y'all, did you hear that? Destroying Diddy's hope for a new trial. I know it's sensationalized. I know it's for clicks and views, but it's not accurate information being put out. Okay, I just want to tell you that it's fake news. It's fake news. Okay, let me go ahead on and play what she is saying, and you guys can figure it out. Hold on.
What's going on with the Diddy trial? It looks like they are trying maneuvers in and out of the courtroom, and Judge Aaron is not going all for it. If you guys don't know, Judge Aaron just made a surprise drop, and he didn't notice that it had a lot of people scratching their heads. But baby, I talked to my legal analysis friends.
Okay. What legal analysis friend that you have that do not understand what the judge just did? I think you better get a new set of legal analysis that will give you correct information because, my dear, they really got you on a wild goose chase.
We have the breakdown, but let's get into it. Judge Aaron talked about the jury, and people are saying that he is sending a sign to Diddy's team about you not trying this. This looks like, unless Trump ends up pardoning Diddy, and it don't look like Trump's pardoning him, Diddy is done for. And Judge Aaron is closing up all the legal loopholes that he could use to get out. Okay, so what was the order?
Did you hear what she said? He is closing down all loophole that Diddy could use for his dismissal or appeal, whatever. Just listen.
He dated this the 22nd. He said the court ordered that the jury in this case be kept anonymous to the public and partially sequestered. In furtherance of that order, the court directed the clerk of court to provide the impaneled jurors with transportation from the courthouse at 500 Pearl Street after the conclusion of jury deliberations. This order memorializes that direction and constitutes a nunc pro tunc.
Hold on. Tulsa, let me tell you, this is not hating on Tessa. This is correcting and giving you the correct information. She's giving you false information. If you like to be fooled, then you could go ahead on and go over there. Don't come over here with the nonsense, because I'm going to tell you something. You're about to be blocked. So don't come here with the nonsense, okay? Don't come here with the nonsense. I'm here to give some correction, okay? Because that's not what the judge put down. It was not no emergency ruling. It's not hating, it's correction.
Order of the court. It was so ordered. You guys, why is this so devastating Diddy's team, but good for our team, and showing that this sitting is not going to go the way Diddy thinks. Time served my AMN. Listen, let's get into this because there's so much to actually look at. Hold on really quick. Okay, so for those of you guys wondering, what the hell, why would Judge Aaron issue this order now? Because legal experts are saying that Judge Aaron is closing the appeal loopholes. They're saying Diddy's team is going to argue that the verdict should be tossed because jurors were tainted, pressured, or improperly handled. Now, let me just say that.
What? Diddy already put in the motion for a mistrial or dismissal, and he already put that in already. And there was nothing about jury. There was nothing on the jury on there.
This, right? Those jurors on the Diddy trial, I believe in my heart, I think that they let him off because of his celebrity, because nothing else makes sense, okay? In my mind. But even if they didn't, Diddy got away with RICO, in my mind. He got away with the sex trafficking. They convicted him on 2 counts of the Mann Act based off a testimony. And this is what I mean about Diddy and the people that support him. You don't want to be held accountable for anything they did, because now, even though the jury gave you a slap on the wrist, you are now saying that the jury was somehow, or implying that the verdict should be tossed because jurors were tainted, pressured, or improperly handled. By the way, Judge Aaron also said they got till September 3rd. And after September 3rd, he don't want to hear nothing else about this mess. Ooh, Diddy, you better count your days. They also said they're also hoping that if the record looks sloppy, for example, if sequestering or being anonymous weren't formally ordered, the defense could claim the jury wasn't adequately protected, which compromised their impartiality, and we need a new trial. This new, what is it? Nuck pro tuck? We'll call it a neck if you buck order. Retroactively patches up that hole, saying we did order all the necessary protections. They were in fact in place, and I'm now just formalizing it. So it's basically retroactive. It's saying I did this and I didn't formally put it on the record, but all these protocols were followed, and now I'm putting on the record. So what's your problem? It's not grounds for appeal. Now get this, right? On top of that, let's be real. The actual escorts actually testified this. And Clayton Howard, whatever the F his name is, right? Looking like he needed chapstick, lotion, Nivea, and some Dove body wash all at the same time. He was the one that actually didn't he write a whole book, or say he was writing a book, or said that he was part of it and what happened and the SMEX work and how he's hired? There's so many people admitting that Diddy liked to use prostitutes. It's not my fault people think that it's not illegal. Anyway, right? Also, they're saying the judge is doing this to protect jurors even after the verdict. They said these jurors just convicted one of the most powerful and notorious figures in music. One of them would have been powerful. Even after being discharged, they could face harassment, stalking, or threats. Who is harassing, stalking, or threatening those jurors? If you are, you need to stop. By memorializing the fact that they did use transport and they made sure the jurors remain anonymous. The judges covering the court's duty of care, making sure jurors can't say later, we were left exposed and unprotected after the verdict. That's important in case jurors themselves are dragged into appeals or media scrutiny. Come through, Judge Aaron, and protect. But there's more. Now, there are possible angles. Diddy's lawyers will likely argue jury misconduct or prejudice in their Rule 33 motion for a new trial. Okay, so let's get into the possible claims that sources are saying that Diddy's team is trying to use to get a new trial or the jury verdict thrown out. And listen, do I blame them for trying? No. Look at what that dumb jury did with Mark Agnifilio talking about it was a modern day love story, and he got paid. Cassie was a wild girl. Media contamination. They could argue jurors were exposed to wall-to-wall media coverage and couldn't fairly deliberate. The judge has basically destroyed all that with this order, saying they were anonymous, they were partially sequestered, and they were shielded. Fear and coercion is another argument they're trying to make. The defense might say jurors felt intimidated by security measures, publicity, or fear of retaliation, and that influenced their guilty verdict. This order reframes those protections as supportive, not coercive. And they could argue improper handling by the court. If the defense could show the court failed to issue a formal order at the right time, they argue that jurors weren't legally sequestered. However, this new order that the judge just issued, and again, it was just formalizing something that already happened, that wipes that off the table by making the protections officials as if they had always been in place. So what is the bottom line or the takeaway from every legal analysis I've talked to? Yes, the jury was released after the July 3rd, 4th, whatever it happened on the verdict, okay? So this isn't saying, oh, the jurors are somehow still being protected. However, this late August order is about protecting the verdict from attack. The judge knows Diddy's team will try to exploit any procedural slip up around the jury, so he's backfiling the record. In plain English, Judge Aaron is saying, Diddy, don't even try it. This jury was protected the whole way, and now I formally put it into writing. Y'all listen. What y'all think about this, all right? Keep in mind that the nuck, if you buck, okay, it's nu, pro, tunk, whatever. I don't speak Latin. Y'all could I took it in high school, but no, I'm not bothering, right? That is backdating, okay? Again, the judge is memorializing protections that were already in place before deliberations, but it hadn't been formally written down. By issuing this now, the judge is locking in the record for appeals, so Diddy's team can't argue jurors weren't lawfully protected, and it's making sure jurors are still covered legally and logistically until everything is done. You guys, what do y'all think about this? I do know that Diddy thought he was going to get that pardon. It doesn't look like it's coming. They are grasping at straws. They are doing everything. And do I blame them? No, because they're getting paid millions to sell their soul, right? Again, if you look at it as it is just like a football game, who got who, instead of letting who I believe is a dangerous person out into the general public, we can say whatever. But it looks like Judge Aaron is actually tightening up. On top of that, Diddy is looking closely at Drew Dixon's case against L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid is now going pro se and saying he doesn't have money to pay his lawyers. People are saying that as far as not this, but what if Judge Aaron does give him a significant amount of time, Diddy is going to try to do the L.A. Reid thing and say, oh my God, I don't have any money, so I can't even pay any of these civil cases. And if you are looking for a civil case, don't bother. There's no money here. The only problem with that is I don't think it's going to work for L.A. Reid, so I don't think Diddy's going to be able to take that. Now, why don't I think this is going to work for L.A. Reid? Well, for a number of reasons. Drew Dixon has L.A. Reid dead to rights. Everybody wanted to see what it looked like to be like on top of an industry and really running things and be harassing. You do the moral thing and you walk away. That's what Drew Dixon actually did. She walked away, but she wants to be compensated with commissions and for being harassed. Commissions on what? She bought John Legend and Kanye West and L.A. Reid just to be a DIC. to her because he couldn't have his way with her. He was like, nah, I'm going to pass. She wants money for lost commissions, okay? But getting back into Drew Dixon and the L.A. Reid thing, L.A. Reid is saying he's broke. Drew Dixon's lawyer is Virginia Guffey's lawyer. Yeah, they got the Jeffrey Epstein saying Maxwell settlement for Virginia Guffey. That's how airtight this evidence is with Drew Dixon. Again, keep your eye on everything. We are going to go live, of course, tomorrow morning to talk about Diddy. I'm going to try to go tonight to talk about Raven Simone. She's been acting up on the gram. But getting back to what I was saying, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the sentencing is going to go the way Diddy and all his supporters want it to go. I know one of his biggest supporters, they say, are in jail right now. And let's see how it goes when their king gets there too. What do y'all think about the judge protecting the record retroactively? Again, it seems like Judge Aaron is literally going to serve justice to Diddy. The only question is how many years? Because the prosecution said they are suggesting way more than the 4 to 5 original years. Again, Judge Aaron said anything dealing with the appeal or overturning the appeal or the verdict, a new trial, should be in by September 3rd. And after September 3rd, he is no longer considering anything that comes in after that. Anyway, you guys, we are going to see what happens. Let me know with the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
All right. Yeah, that is what she said. She said it was an emergency ruling. Emergency ruling is what she said. Now, this is what happened. Let me show you guys what the whole document basically is saying. This is the hold on a second. Let me pull it up for y'all. Okay. This is what the document shows. Can you guys see it? Let me make it bigger than me. All right. This is the judge put it in order. It says here, the court orders that the jury in this case be kept anonymous to the public and partially sequestered. In furtherance of that order, the court directed the clerk of court to provide the empaneled jurors with transportation from the courthouse at 500 Pearl Street after the conclusion of jury deliberation. This order, memorialize that direction and constitute an nunc pro tunc order of the court. So now we got to figure out what nunc pro tunc means. And this is what it means. Hold on a second. And I'm not an attorney. I am just giving you guys what the definition is from Google. I Googled the definition. Nunc pro tunc is a Latin legal term meaning now for then. You hear that? Now for then. It refers to a court order or judgment that applies retroactively to a past date, essentially making a legal action effective as if it occurred at an earlier time. This powerful tool is used to correct clerical errors in court records or to validate actions that were mistakenly not recorded at the proper time, ensuring justice and preventing prejudice to a party. Did you guys hear that? A non-pro-tunc order can fix mistakes made by the court clerk in a filing or dated document. You guys got that? Did you get that? Did you get what that is all about? Did you guys get what that is all about? It has nothing to do with the judge putting a nail or something in Diddy's attorney's filing. It has nothing to do with it. It's part of the record correction, record being what's another word I want to use? Perfecting of a records. That's what it means. It basically is to make sure everything that was done earlier date that had not been put into the document or in the docket is there. Just, okay, I'm going to give you an example. Okay. Like, say it's time for them to do some audit on a case, right? And say the finance department don't have record that a judge did an order for lunch to be given to the jurors. I'm just using lunch as an example. I'm just using that as an example, right? So the finance department has to have an approval from a judge. They go into the record and they don't see any approval for the lunch. I'm just using that lunch as an example. Yeah, I'm just using an example. So please, nobody say, "Oh, the thing doesn't have anything." No, it doesn't have anything to do with lunches and stuff. I'm just giving you an example, okay? So do you know there's so many like red tapes that the government has to go through to make sure everything matches and there's checks and balances and everything. So it's more a form of a check and balance. So like if the finance department sees lunch being purchased for the jurors, don't see a court order from the judge, they'll come back to the clerk. Hey, we see there's X amount of dollars for lunches for the jury, but we don't see a court order in here. So where's the court order so we can make sure everything checks out, checks and balances. I'm just using that as an example, as that type of thing. I'm just using that example. So we're not talking about real lunches or anything like that. I'm just using that as an example of checks and balances, updating the records, perfecting the records, making sure everything, all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, and everything is before everything get closed out for good. So they'll come back. If anybody ever have to do any type of auditing of any kind of thing during the court proceedings, they have everything that they need. That is basically what it's for. Has nothing to do with an emergency ruling. Has nothing to do with Diddy's team trying to get away with saying something about the jurors. It has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with that at all. Okay? It's just correcting the record to make sure the record is updated, perfected, and checks and balances. That's it. All right, guys. I'm not here trying, like that person come in here saying I'm trying to hate on. No, I'm not trying. I'm trying to correct what is being said wrong. I mean, it is what it is. Who is the audience that is believing her without reading? That's concerning. But you saw one just came up in here saying I'm hating on her. One just came up in here. One that just want to stay ignorant to facts. But that's basically all I want to bring up. I didn't want to keep y'all so long or anything like that. I just wanted to bring you guys up to par in that. So if you guys go over there's no emergency ruling. It's just the records being perfected. That's it. That's all it is. No emergency ruling. It has nothing to do with Diddy's sentencing or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. Nothing. Okay? In the meantime, how's everybody doing? I'm going back into my hole. So, because sometimes when you see something that's all wrong, dead wrong, you're like, oh, and then you cringe. You're like, okay, I am not a lawyer, but I mean, sometimes we have to use common sense on certain things. Has nothing to do with Diddy's sentencing. Has nothing. There was no emergency ruling. The records are just being perfected. That's it. The 911 emergency. What? Oh gosh, CFT, you funny. But that's basically it, y'all. I just wanted to come in here and just do my reaction to it. The emergency was that she emergency was that she had to jump to on there without the y'all being mean. V in the corner, V in the corner. We're not talking about the lady's hair. No, we're not. We're not doing that. Not being part of that with y'all. Are you gonna stream the Cardi B at 5? What's going on with Cardi B? Y'all know I haven't been on the so Cardi B thing is going live today. Y'all want me to stream it? It's coming on. I can end this and do Cardi B's live coverage. But where is it gonna be at? But if it's jury selection, we won't be able to see that part at all, will we? Are they doing jury selection or open argument? They got the jury already? Y'all gonna have to let me know, because I've been missing in action. I've been doing my own thing over here. It's on Court TV. Oh, okay. Court TV gonna happen? Okay, thank you. But they have the jury already? I guess I better get off and so I can come back on, huh? All right, let me get off. Jazz, so I just came on. Can you repeat it, please? Tisa, I don't want. Okay, Jazz, you're going to have to give me that view. Come back and watch it. It's not that long. It's only 32 minutes. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to end and come back and have the Cardi B thing going on, okay? Later. Bye.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me, we laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just to show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mars and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night.